Every once in a while, I catch myself thinking it makes absolutely no sense to spend $1,000 to buy a new phone every couple of years when technology has improved so much. And this year, that exact thought brought me to this phone, the new Galaxy A54 5G. Samsung says it offers pretty much everything you need with this phone. Gorgeous screen with 120Hz refresh rate, faster processor than before, 3 cameras on the back, and even a 2-day battery life at a price of just $450. Hey guys, Vic here with PhoneArena, and in the past week I've had this A54 5G in one pocket and the pricier flagship Galaxy S23 in the other, and I've been comparing the differences and taking notes, so stay tuned as we first talk durability and performance, then we look at the camera quality of these two, and finally we do a reality check on that 2-day battery claim that reveals some very interesting details. So first thing I noticed right away is the A54 now finally feels just as nice as the S23 in the hand. That's a good start. Last year's A53 was made of plastic and it felt cheap right away. But this baby has glass on the back. Okay, there is actually still some plastic, but it's in the frame in the middle, so I barely noticed, and I think we can give it a pass for that. And with the camera system looking pretty much the same on both, the only noticeable visual difference is just in the size of the A54, which is definitely a bigger phone. I was also expecting some compromise with the screen quality, but not really. Here you can see the results from our display measurements, and the Galaxy S23 can get a bit brighter for outdoor use, and it also gets dimmer for nighttime use. But the differences are not huge, and the rest is also quite similar. Yes, I also do see that chin on the bottom, and it looks kind of ugly on the A54, but I honestly forgot it exists after just a couple of days, so you probably shouldn't care too much. But what about the performance? Last year's A53 was also an attractive budget phone, but with one big problem. It had a sluggish processor, so it felt choppy, it felt slow. I got to testing the A54 and I measured a nearly 50% score improvement on Geekbench, which is a big step up, but then you start using the phone and it still stutters here and there, it just doesn't feel smooth. Sure, we have some improvement, but just look at this. It looks nice and smooth on the S23 and just quite spotty on the A54. And it's even worse that you can see this stutter in the most common of places. For example, every time you unlock the phone with the fingerprint scanner, you see the stuttery transition. Now, if you're like me, you might as well just stop watching the video here. But the A54 actually surprised us in the next category we tested, so it might just redeem itself. So on the back of the phone you get 3 cameras. You have a main camera, an ultra-wide and a macro lens. So no dedicated zoom camera here as you get on the S23. But here's the thing, zoom photos still look quite good on this phone. Samsung has improved the sharpness and detail a lot compared to the previous generation. Just look at this picture and when you compare it to the flagship S23, not a huge difference unless you go to 10x zoom or further, but I personally very rarely zoom so far. And just look at these daytime shots. The S23 has slightly punchier colors, but the A54 does a really good job as well. And the big surprise for me was the night shots. Notice the extremely warm and contrasty look out of the flagship S23. While photos out of the more affordable A54 actually look less crazy with more realistic white balance, so these tend to look better to me personally. The one thing I noticed is that when you take pictures of people, the processing on the S23 is better, so portrait photos often look a bit ghostly on the A54 5G. And not having the 3x zoom option for portraits is a huge loss. I almost never take portrait shots at 1x just because they look kind of weirdly stretched out if you get close up. And speaking of close-ups, that dedicated macro camera is fine, I guess. It can focus closer even than the Galaxy S23, but if you look at the detail, you notice that it's not quite great and it's a bit mushy. Also, the ultra-wide camera on the A54 does a good job during the day, but it really falls apart at night. These images are practically unusable, while the S23 still captures good-looking shots. Alright, and next up we have video quality with the main camera. Again, 4K video resolution on both phones. And let's slowly pan around so you get a sense of just the image quality when we're not moving. Now also follow me to test the video stabilization on the main camera. Usually budget phones make a compromise with the video stabilization. Is that the case with the Galaxy A54 5G? So, as you saw, 4K video has nice detail, but when you move, there is quite a bit of wobble towards the edges, so this is one important downside. The S23 is much better for video because of its superior stabilization. By the way, I also tried transferring videos from the S23 and the A54 to my SSD, and if you have a few video files, you definitely notice the much slower USB 2.0 transfer speeds on the A54. Not a big deal in the grand scheme of things, but a heads up in case it matters to you. So let's check out the most exciting promise that Samsung makes with the A54. 2-day battery life. Now I had to double check about this, and just using the phone won't cut it, so we ran all of our battery tests. And if you've used the S23, you probably know that this is not a 2-day phone. It lasts 1 day, but usually not much longer. So on our web browsing test, which loads up web pages and scrolls around, the S23 scores 15 hours and 21 minutes, which is a very decent score, but far from the very best. And the A54 5G scores 16 hours and 11 minutes, which is just slightly longer. And next, on our YouTube video streaming test, the S23 actually scores 8 hours and 6 minutes, while the A54 finishes earlier with 7 hours and 44 minutes. Effectively, our tests show that battery life on the A54 is about as good as the Galaxy S23, which has a much smaller battery. So this just once again shows just how efficient that flagship Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 chip really is. And no, unfortunately, the A54 5G is definitely not a 2-day phone. Sorry, Samsung. So that was kind of disappointing, but at least both the A54 and the S23 charge at a decent rate of 25 watts. No charger in the box in either one though, so you have to buy that separately. And also the A54 does not support wireless charging, while the S23 does. So the pros of the A54 include a much improved camera system, especially for photography. This for me is the biggest upgrade. Second, the new design now feels quite premium. Third, you get a beautiful OLED screen on it. But here's what we have on the list of the cons. First and most troubling is the stuttery performance. This phone is not slow, but it's not fast or smooth either, and for me that was a big disappointment. Second, I really wish video stabilization was better, and third, the A54 does not live up to the 2-day battery life promise. So yeah, the A54 is a mixed bag, and while I realize compromises had to be made for a $450 phone, I think the competition is just so good these days. One other phone that might completely destroy the A54 5G is the upcoming Google Pixel 7a. That phone is rumored to have a much faster chip, finally a fast refresh rate, and also possibly a better camera than the Galaxy. So check out the links in the description to this video to learn when it is coming out and what else is new and interesting about it. So now's the time to hit that subscribe button. Thanks for sticking until the end, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.